What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got some huge information for you guys, but before we get into that, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell to get my videos first. Now let's go ahead and first start off with the huge rumor that is going down that could be revealed very soon here at the Final Fantasy VII 25th anniversary celebration broadcast. Now, of course, if you're watching this later, then the news might have already dropped. Let's go ahead and get into the event first, which I will be live recording, live reaction to it. And of course, if it's already passed, you can watch my reaction to whatever huge news that we're going to talk about here that's already rumored. Somebody has apparently leaked what's going to be happening, or at least one game at this big event. So Square Enix will host the Final Fantasy VII 25th anniversary celebration broadcast on June 16th at 3 p.m. PT/6 p.m. ET. You'll be able to watch it on YouTube in English and Japanese, and also on Twitch. And I'll also be live streaming it right here on this channel, or of course you can watch my reaction to it afterwards on the video in demand section on my main homepage. Now, the broadcast will feature all the latest information relating to the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII. Quote, "We will be streaming Final Fantasy VII's 25th anniversary celebration," Final Fantasy VII Remake Project Creative Director Tetsuya Nomura said in a statement. "At only around 10 minutes long, it will be short and sweet, but we have packed in lots of information, so I hope everyone can look forward to the unveiling." And I like to hear that. Short and sweet. Maybe 10 minutes might be a little bit too short, but we don't exactly know what they're going to be doing. Now, once again, this event will be going down at 3 p.m. PT/6 p.m. Eastern time. I will be live reacting to it. Now, obviously that's one thing, but what is going to be big at this event? Well, there is a notable insider or leaker that has been getting a number of things correct. His name is The Snitch on Twitter, or @insider_WTF. And he accurately leaked or predicted or put out the information about Persona games coming to the Xbox or being revealed at the Xbox event. He's also accurately predicted a number of other things if you go on his Twitter account. Another one that he did was Silk Song Day 1 on Xbox Game Pass. And how he does it is that he actually puts up like colors and pictures, memes, and different things to actually convey what he's saying here. And it's very easy to actually determine what he's saying based off of it, or people in the chat will do it for you. Now, the most recent thing that he put up right before this whole Final Fantasy event, so clearly he's talking about Final Fantasy, he put up this tweet right here. You see kind of like baby blue or PlayStation, I guess. You see green, which he uses for Xbox Square. You see red, which is definitely Nintendo Switch. And you see a black or gray square, which is probably Steam or PC. And then you see the ending of Final Fantasy VII Remake, where, yes, this is a little bit of a mini spoiler out there, but I have to show you this in order to get across what is happening. So it seems like we could be seeing Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core on all these different platforms, remastered or remade in some type of way, shape, or form, or we can see like that already Ever Crisis or whatever the case was, the mobile stuff come over to the platforms, which I think Crisis Core was part of that. Or we could see Final Fantasy VII Remake on multiple different platforms or re-released in some type of way. There's a variety of different ways that this could be interpreted. Most people are interpreting this as Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core remastered on all the different platforms. So you're going to have the game from the PlayStation Portable. So this is a PSP game remastered or remade on all of the current systems, which that would be fantastic because this game is stuck on the PSP. There's been no remaster, there's been no remake, there's been no real re-release of Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, and it's a very good game, so I would love for them to remake it or remaster it on modern platforms. So this would be huge if it was that. Now, there's also some speculation that it's going to be Final Fantasy VII Remake on all these different platforms. Some people even say maybe there's a cloud version on Switch. It's finally coming to Xbox. Maybe it's all of these things. We just don't know at this point. But what I will say is that this is going to be a heavily anticipated 10 minutes today when it comes down to it. I am excited. And once again, I will be live streaming the event. I will be talking about the event myself. So it should be pretty good. It should be pretty good once we get everything going. But what are your thoughts on this, guys, when it comes to what's happening potentially here with Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core or with Final Fantasy? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, guys, we've got a very interesting Metacritic review score roundup for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Now, in this video, we will be focusing on the Nintendo Switch version of the game because sometimes those ports sometimes come off a little bit odd. So I do want to go over that, but it seems like there is nothing to worry about here because as of right now, Shredder's Revenge has the best average Metacritic on the Nintendo Switch. However, it does have the fewest number of reviews, but I wanted to go over that just to make sure that there wasn't any issues with the Switch version of the game. So it seems like everything is just like Streets of Rage 4, A-okay on the platform, but I wanted to go over it because it is quite interesting to see the Ninja Turtles finally back in a phenomenal game on all consoles and platforms. This is just incredible. This is some of my childhood that we're talking about here. I was a huge fan of the old school Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat 'em ups. Me and my brother used to play them back in the day, and I cherish the arcade game and Turtles in Time and so many of the great beat 'em up games back then that got me into like the action genre of games like Bayonetta and games like Devil May Cry. Before that, we didn't have those. We had stuff like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Double Dragon and all of that. So I've always been a lifelong fan of the beat 'em up style games. So it's great to see TMNT Shredder's Revenge back in action, back. The Turtles are here and things are looking really good. So far there are 10 critic review scores of TMNT Shredder's Revenge on the Nintendo Switch, and it has an 86 average. Now, out of this 10 reviews, it has 10 all positive reviews. There are 0 mixed reviews, there are 0 negative reviews. Now, for those who don't know, a mixed review is anything from like 50 to about 74. A negative review is anything below the 50 and all the way down to a 0. And a positive review is anything about 75 and up. And so far, 10 complete positive reviews. Very good. Now, there's no perfect scores yet at this point. However, the highest score is a 95, and there are multiple other high scores as well. So we're going to go ahead and look at some of these critic reviews. We're going to go with the high 90s. We're going to take a couple 80s, and then we'll take some 70s as well and go over what's good and maybe what's not so good based on some of the things here. Now, the highest score is from the Washington Post launcher, and they had this to say: Shredder's Revenge achieves everything it set out to do and will go down as an instant classic for its genre, no matter what era, whether it's 1987, 1989, or 2022. It would be one of the finest, most exciting video game experiences of the year, honing an arcade formula as ageless as the Turtles in Time. Very awesome stuff here. Now, next one is from Nintendo World Report with a 9 out of 10. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge is very far from being just cheap nostalgia play. It's a lovingly crafted, action-packed experience with fun and playful callbacks to classic Turtle games. A pantheon it will surely be joining, with 3 difficulty modes, 28 in-game achievements, and individual challenges for each stage. There's no shortage of reasons to pick up a bow, staff, hockey stick, or microphone and dive back in again and again. Only having a single save file for story mode is a bit of a drag, but the arcade mode with online leaderboards offers another tantalizing avenue for further playtime. In short, if you're a TMNT fan or love the beat 'em ups, you'll surely dig the colorful and upbeat Shredder's Revenge, especially if you can find a few other ninjas to kick back with. Awesome stuff there. Nintendo Life also gave it a 9 out of 10, and they had this to say: 2 years in the making, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge is the best Turtles beat 'em up ever made, and a faster, better looking, and more entertaining affair than even Streets of Rage 4. Oh wow, pretty big there. Now, it looks delicious, sounds superb, and rekindles childhood memories beyond all expectations, time warping you back to 1987. Its combat system is so much fun to mine that you feel compelled to keep coming back to try new strategies, and with its awesome multiplayer, the experience evolves again and again. Like any beat 'em up, it does get repetitive as you enter the last third, but that's more fault of the concept than the game. Our only regret is that we didn't use anywhere near enough puns in this review, so let's close by saying Shredder's Revenge is an unprecedented celebration. Oh my gosh, there you go, celebration, celebration. Okay, here we go. All right, let's go and get into some of the 80s here. Gamers RD with the 87 had this to say. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge is another classic brawler with updated mechanics. Each character is unique, and playing them in co-op mode is much better. It is a game that does not disappoint. It is a love letter to the classic beat-em-up games. Awesome stuff there. All right, so IGN Spain has an 80 average, and here's what they had to say. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge confirms, as far as beat-em-ups are concerned, the good form of .emu. A classic exercise that knows how to bring the right novelties without betraying the most conservative canons of the genre, which is excellent in terms of gameplay, and which is crowned as one of the best video games ever made by the Ninja Turtles. Moreover, it is just as much fun to play alone as it is with others, a sure value for fans of the genre and fans of the franchise alike, which is very important because even the Turtles games back in the day, yes, they were more fun to play with friends, but sometimes you didn't always have friends around, so it's good to also have a good single player experience as well. So awesome stuff there. Now, EGM also gave it an 80 or 8 out of 10, and they had this to say. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge looks to bring back the glory days of Konami's side-scrolling arcade beat-em-ups and home hits based on everyone's favorite young green ninjas. In its visuals and gameplay, .emu and Tribute games have not only matched those retro classics that they've paid homage to here, but perhaps even surpassed them. Sadly, this trip through time is somewhat marred by inconsistent audio and an arcade mode that feels more like a slog than a thrill. Okay, so definitely a little bit of criticism there on the game. And then the last review that we have is from evereye.it. They gave it the lowest score on the list here with a 7.5 or a 75. And they said, Shredder's Revenge could be many things. It could be a beat 'em up capable of modernizing the genre, a tribute to the past of the series, or a Casserone party game. Since he tried to be a bit of everything, he was unable to convince us in every aspect. Although he was still pleasant to play, the cooperative mode for its part is an absolute spectacle, and more generally, we are talking about the experience able to entertain and a lot without, however, with the degree of brilliance that we would have desired. So they're just a little upset with the game feel that it doesn't really like jack of all trades in areas, but not necessarily a master of any one of them with moving things forward or even being as good as some of the classic ones back in the day, if I'm interpreting that correctly. So overall, things are looking pretty good for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. This game, 86 so far. Some of the other scores, PlayStation 4 has an 85 on 22 Metacritic reviews. The Xbox One has an 87 on 6 Metacritic reviews, and the PC has an 84 with 23 Metacritic reviews. So good all around, pretty much about the same across the board. It is a mid-80s style game, and that is super high quality. That is a high quality game, and right there in the discussion as a game of the year type of game for different categories, right? So right there in that with these scores. So very good stuff there. Can't wait to play the game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So what are your thoughts on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge review score roundup? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the final topic here, guys, we have some new information on Sonic Frontiers and exactly how long you'll be playing this game. Now, a lot of us saw that new footage of the game, which looked a lot better than what the IGN first showed off, which was very weird that Sonic and Sega and everybody would even do that in the first place, but that's not the point of this video. The point is that this is going to be a pretty beefy experience for Sonic fans and players alike, because they have stated that Sonic Frontiers will take most players around 20 to 30 hours to complete, but up to double for completionists. Now, that's pretty good. I think that that's a pretty good, awesome length. There's going to be a lot of collectibles and different stuff to do, so people that are looking to get bang for their buck or value are going to have that. But according to the director, Morio Kishimoto, Sonic Frontiers will be longer than previous entries in the series. For most players, like he stated, 20 to 30 hours, but even longer. So this could be a 40 to 60 hour experience for completionists that want to get, I guess, all the different rings in the game and all the different types of collectibles and some of the stuff that they showed off already. So I would say this, is my opinion on Sonic Frontiers changing? Yes, it is absolutely changing. I think that this game has the potential to be a lot better than most of the previous big 3D Sonic games. However, I don't feel that the big previous 3D Sonic games are that great, but I do feel that this one shows more promise, and I'm probably more excited for this game than any other 3D Sonic game, probably since Sonic Lost World. After Lost World, I did enjoy it a bit, but that was just kind of like, for me, all right, here we go. Or no, actually, I take that back. Sonic Boom. I was excited for Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, and goodness gracious, was that a mistake. That was like the biggest mistake ever. Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric on the Wii U. I was super excited for that game, and it just completely was bad. I was just like, oh my goodness, like I can't do this with Sonic anymore after, you know, that game. So I think that it's definitely going to be better than some of the previous efforts out there. Sonic Forces, I was not hyped for it, and I didn't really like it that much even after I played it. So for me, I haven't really liked the 3D Sonic game in a very long time. It's been a while since I've actually truly liked the 3D Sonic game. Like I felt that it was a really good game, but I think that Sonic Frontiers has the possibility of being that. So we'll see exactly what happens when the game launches later this year. So what are your thoughts on everything that we discussed so far? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and we will see you for the next video. Peace.